Hello YouTube. I wanted to show my take on the endless loop one-arm string jig that Nick had made. I borrowed an idea from someone else on YouTube that I can't find currently, so to give credit to that individual, I don't remember his name, but he had a variation of this using perforated pipes, so that part of it's not my idea, but I did kind of borrow ideas from both Nick and him in creating this jig. Basically, and I'll put a parts list down below once I get it all assembled together, and add that to the bottom so that you can take a look at what it is. But basically, it utilizes 1 1/4 inch perforated square pipe. Each one of these holes is 1 inch offset, and 1 inch perforated pipe. These came in sections. I think they were 3 feet long each, 3 or 4 feet long each, and basically, I think 3 feet actually. And basically, what you do, the concept is one can slide into the other, which makes the single arm piece of this adjustable by 1 inch increments. You can take a bolt, I've got it right here, but you can take that and stick it through one of these holes once you lock in your measurement of your string. And I've numbered that here, but you could always measure it if you aren't sure. But you can see as I slide this out, I've got different numbers that would lock in place. Put your bolt through, that determines the length of your overall string length. As it relates to the pivot arm, it's basically I cut off a section. I think I did 14 inches here. Could be 12. I basically wanted to leave myself plenty of room. 12 would have been plenty as well. That's not really that important as long as you leave room to serve your string. This allows you, these perforated holes line up to allow you to lock it in place when you're stringing. When you go to serve, you can pull this out and this pivots on a single axis so that you don't mess with the length of your string, and allows you then to set it on the floor out in front of you, serve your string, pivot it back, and rotate around, much like Nick does in his videos, the serve part back around to the single arm, and then redo your pivot on this side to serve the other loop. I didn't want to do any woodworking to do this when I first started, and this was a simple mechanism for me to control length of the string on a regular basis, and to get me some, to get me a unit that I could use for that's compact. I can throw this in a corner of my closet, and it's not very large, and it's adjustable. You could build a stand for this if you wanted to. I wanted something I could set across my lap when I'm watching TV or what have you. So the other purpose that I had for this, and basically, you know, going through the hardware, 1 1/4 inch pipe, 1 inch perforated square pipe, 6 inch bolts. I don't remember the diameter. I'll put that in the description. But I chose 6 inches to give myself plenty of clearance off the top for my string. Put rubber grommets around the bolt to keep the string from sliding up and down on each one of these. And then you have a bolt locking in your pivot point. I had some leftover hardware, like I said, that I used to make this. So, but I'll put a description out there to illustrate why. The secondary purpose for this unit, and I haven't completed it just yet, it's rough, but I wanted this to become my tillering tree, have a secondary use for it. So what you can do, I don't know if I can illustrate this very well, but I'll do my best. There's a, hold on a second. I wanted it, because these are all measured off 1 inch, each one of these holes are, I wanted to be able to use this as a way of drawing my bow down and to see my draw length. And it just so happens that from the top of this to the bow holder that I'll show you I created, down to the 14 inch line where this bolt is sitting, is 28 inches. So that just happened to work out. What I did to create a bow cradle when I'm drawing is I took a PVC pipe fitting. I think this is a 1.5 by 1/2 inch T. I split it in half so that I have this portion, and then I heated up the bottom of this. You'll see that it's kind of deformed. I heated it up and stuck it in the top of my pipe here when it was hot, so that it would basically, and actually I said this pipe, it's the, you take out the interior pipe when you're doing this. It's the 1 1/4 inch. But you stick this down inside there, and it shape formed to square, and it gives you a sturdy place to put your bow that sits in place. And then basically you pull the bow down, the string, down to this point, and that gets you to your 28 inches. And I measured this, and it's pretty much 1 inch from the bottom of this cradle to this first hole. So that would allow you to use a hand scale, which I had somewhere here, but it's a luggage scale that, here it is right here. I bought this at Walmart. Cheap luggage scale, cost me less than $10, like $8 maybe. When you pull it, it adjusts, and then there's a setting. You see that line that stopped there? That shows you where your maximum draw is. The idea is you put your bow in this cradle, you pull down on the handle, you pull down to this point down here, that gets you to 28 inches, and then you read the meter. The only thing that is missing in this is a stand for the bottom of this. You could also take a bolt to a wall and stick this through it and accomplish the same thing in a static setup. Right now I don't have a good mounting mechanism for that, and I'll update once I figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. I have been able to measure 2 bows with it, however. You just need somebody there to help study it as you pull it down. I wouldn't advise doing that with a very heavy bow, but it's worked fine for me thus far on the first 2 bows that I've got. So dual purpose use. Just thought I would share some ideas. Obviously, like I said, I borrowed some of these from others. This was not all my creation, but a quick way to make dual use out of this jig. So if anybody has any comments or ideas, please post them. I appreciate all of your input. As I progress, as I said before, I'll be posting more videos, and I'll try and show this in use at some point. I don't think there's really a reason to post it, making an endless loop string. I think Nick's video clearly illustrates how to do that. But as the use of this jig in a multi-use environment, I'll probably post a video later on to show you exactly how that's going to work once I figure out the base. So anyway, just wanted to share my ideas. Thanks for your comments, and I'll be posting something again soon. Thanks.